So I'm going to kind of combine the first two questions together. So I actually took a class this past spring at Stanford called Designing Your Stanford, and it's basically it's a class that helps you figure out how to get the most out of your Stanford experience in the 4 years that you're there. And it's especially designed for freshmen and like sophomores early on who don't really know like what they want to get out of their 4 years and like what they want to get out of the experience. And this is something I really wish I had in high school because I feel like a lot of people go into high school not really knowing which direction they want to go, and there's so many possibilities, so many things you can do. And so I want to share with you some of the wisdom that I learned in this class that maybe will help you in high school. So one of the things that we learned in the class was a quote by a guy named Dan Gilbert. He's supposed to be super famous, but I have no idea who he is. It's happiness is wanting what you get, not getting what you want. A lot of people are very goal-oriented, and I think that's a really good idea to be goal-oriented, but a lot of people think that once they reach this goal that they're going to be happy. But really, it's about the process of getting there and learning to love like, where you're at once you get there. So this is kind of something that I applied to my high school experience. A lot of times, I didn't really know like what I was passionate about. There's a whole kind of everyone's like, oh, follow your passions. It'll help you with like getting into college and it'll help you succeed in life. But like when you're like 14, you don't really know what you're passionate about until you've tried it. So one suggestion for you is to really go out and experience different things and try a lot of different things. And even if you don't immediately like it at first, stick with it for a little bit longer because you never know. Like you might love it after a little while. Just to give you an example, my freshman year of high school, I started volunteering for an environmental education museum, and I worked with animals, and so I worked as a keeper in training, so I worked with the zookeepers to help with like taking care of the animals, and a big part of that job was cleaning up poop. It's not a very glorious job, and I can't say that I immediately felt that I was passionate about cleaning up poop, but as I stuck with it, I learned that I was passionate about the environment, and I was passionate about what I was doing and everything it stood for, and teaching other people the importance of wildlife and the environment and like having to protect conservation. So definitely like once you find something that you kind of you think is interesting, stick with it for a little while until you learn do I really love this? Is this what I'm passionate about? Because your passions won't like kind of an application of this like happiness is wanting what you get, not getting what you want. Like don't follow your passions, let your passions follow you, because that's the best way to develop a passion. And so growing up in a Chinese family, so I think the biggest benefit to growing up in a Chinese household is the exposure to different cultures. My parents, made sure that I was very open-minded and very open to accepting Chinese traditions as well as like more Western ideas. Since I am growing up in California, especially in the Bay Area, it's very liberal. So I think the biggest benefit that I got out of living in a Chinese household is being able to kind of combine both like the Eastern and Western ideas and traditions together, which has made me, in retrospect, a lot more open-minded and a lot more accepting to different ideas. And with time management, I'm someone who's like very, very like anal, I guess, about like time management. I make schedules like religiously, so that's something I think that has helped me the most out of anything I did in high school. So if there's one piece of advice I can give you, like at the end of the day, like make a schedule. Just like plan out like, oh, I'm gonna do homework at this time. I'm gonna go play video games at this time. And it totally will help you because like I think when you add a little bit more structure to your day, it definitely helps you to stay on task.